Hey everyone! Like I said in my last video, which was also just like a little bit ago, I am going to share my book haul with you guys. I went to the bookstore and I bought technically 8 books and one other book like gift item for myself. And I have another book that I recently received in the mail after ordering it that I'd also like to share. So 10 items total, unless you count the stuff that came with the last book that I just mentioned. But I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, but it's probably going to be a long video, fair warning. Yeah. So the first thing I got is called, sorry, spacing out already, The Life Board. And it says follow your vision, realize your dreams. It's kind of a law of attraction thing. And I opened it up just to look into it so I could explain it better, and I still don't have a very good idea of it. It just looks very cool. Basically, it looks like making a vision board. And I'm going to kind of take the idea and make it bigger, because right now the board folds out to about this big, and I like a nice big collage, but I also want to do a mini one on this size because it folds up. And you can take it with you, and I find that kind of cool too. So I don't know, kind of working on that. And then I'm going to work with the book in that. Obviously throughout the year they have like a monthly thing, weekly thing, daily thing, and yeah, I think that'll be very useful for me. And yeah, this was what was on the back of it, so you can kind of see the contents. It says it contains full color hangable life board, 14 inches by 20 inches, Valium compass guide, which you just kind of overlay and it explains which each part is. 80-page book and guided journal, motivational stickers, mini envelopes for secret wishes, and storage pockets for collecting photos, clippings, and other symbols of success. I love kits, and I love stickers, and I love colors that are, pre-laid out for me, because it helps stir up things in me. So that's why I got it, and I thought it was worth it, because I had some extra Christmas money and all that. Okay. This one is the Procrastination Workbook. And I got this because I've been doing nothing but procrastinating lately, so this is actually the first book I'm going to work with. It is, how many pages is this that I've got to work through? Oh, one more reason to procrastinate. Why not? It says 169 on the last page. I don't know what page it starts on. Introduction, and then starts on page, oh gosh, 7? Not 7 and 9. Yeah, whatever. About 160 pages to work through. Of course, I have to read, and I need to work through that, like, really badly. So, wish me luck on that, because that's going to be the first thing I work on. It's really important that I stop procrastinating. It's driving me crazy, and it's getting nothing done, literally. Then I've got another workbook, the Self-Esteem Workbook, because my self-esteem is low, to say the least. And when it's high, it's ridiculously high and totally false. Kind of like a manic, oh, I'm awesome thing that I don't really believe. So that's where I'm coming from. Sorry, I'm hearing people downstairs. I think my mom's here. Hopefully she doesn't interrupt, and if she does, I'll just start over, I guess. This one is Present Perfect, and it is a mindfulness approach to letting go of perfectionism and the need for control, which has a lot to do with my procrastination and my self-esteem, especially with the anorexia in regards to my self-esteem, because I have struggled with that. So I really like the idea of that. But before I found this book, I found a book that was written by the same person after they wrote that one, and it's called The Lotus Effect: Shedding, Suffering, and Rediscovering Your Essential Self. So I like this idea too, but I think after the procrastination and self-esteem workbook, I'm going to be working on, or maybe just after the procrastination, I don't know. I'll be reading the Present Perfect before I read the Lotus Effect, let's put it that way. This one I've been looking to get for a while. It's called The 9 Rooms of Happiness: Loving Yourself, Finding Your Purpose, and Getting Over Life's Little Imperfections. It basically takes the idea of a house And it says on the back that the basement is your memories, the family room is your nearest and dearest, the living room is your friendships, the office is when work follows you home, bathroom is body image, bedroom is intimacy and relationships, kitchen is nourishment and the division of chores, kids' room is parenting, and attic is expectations. So that's pretty much that. But I saw an article on it and I was like, I need that book because it looked really cool. So hopefully that'll help. This one it's called A Course in Weight Loss, and it's 21 spiritual lessons for surrendering your weight forever. And if anybody wants me to list the titles in text and the authors in text, I will do that for any of these books. Just ask and I'll reply, basically, because I don't really want to type them all out at once. But it does have a Christianity bent, but you know, I keep an open mind, and I definitely probably can take some stuff away from that. The reason I got it is because I do have an emotional eating problem, and I've been creeping up towards being overweight again, and that's a whole nother problem for my self-esteem and for my body. So I do want to definitely work on that. So that's why I got that one. The next two are by someone who goes by Sark, Susan Ariel Rainbow Kennedy is what that stands for. And if you haven't heard of her, I suggest you check her out. She is an amazing mixed media kind of painting and very childlike playing type artist. And she's written like, I think 20 books now. It's crazy how amazing she is. She's crazy awesome. And this one is Glad No Matter What, Transforming Loss and Change into Gift and Opportunity. And I do want to say, because it does sound like ridiculously strange concept, her little excerpt on the back says, "This is not a book about feeling glad when you don't. How annoying! This is a book about finding and living from the glad parts in all of your feelings. I call it practical gladness." And from the interview that I heard on the podcast Tranquility du Jour, which is run by Kimberly Wilson, who's an awesome authoress of Hip Tranquil Chick and Tranquilista, basically, Glad No Matter What is just experiencing all your emotions and not judging them. That's what I've gathered from it. So I got the book. And then a book that I've been wanting to get from Sark is Juicy Pen's Thirsty Papers, Gifting the World with Your Words and Stories and Creating the Time and Energy to Do It. I turned it to the side because it's on the side that, but that's Juicy Pen. And just so you see like what I'm talking about with her art, let me get like a nice juicy page for you. What a nice juicy page. They're all juicy, so I'm like trying to find like one. Here's a good one. Each person is full of stories. She does so much, and it's always colorful, always interesting, and she handwrites the pages of most of her books. Yeah, she's amazing. You should check out Sark, S-A-R-K. And finally, the book that I got in the mail with a calendar and a very special fairy coin is by Twig the Fairy. And if you have not heard of Twig the Fairy, she's an amazing, amazing little creature who visits Ren fairs, Renaissance fairs, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, and has gained a lot of popularity lately. She's amazing. She wrote a book, Twig the Fairy and the Curious Land of the Real. And, oh, it's the back. She is an amazing little model, too, I must say. And it's like a picture book. Here's a good one. But humans laugh and play just as much as fairies. She is awesome. I love her. She's like my little fairy idol. And with that, I got a little coin. Twig the Fairy. She only had a certain amount of these, but she had some extras, so she was selling them, and I bought them. I didn't pre-order, and this is Twig's first book, and I was very excited because with the book and the special coin that I couldn't have gotten without, you know, getting that specific record, I got her calendar. See how pretty she is? Isn't she gorgeous? Like, don't you just want to not like hurt her, but like squeeze her really tightly? I want to find my favorite picture in here. Sorry. Here's my favorite one. This is the same one from the corner, but you can see it better here. It's from June. Isn't she so pretty? And she's got gorgeous little wings, and she is an amazing fairy. Okay, you can see her wings better here. Isn't she a pretty fairy? And yeah, I really love Twig the Fairy. I'm a fan of her on Facebook, and I think her website is twigthefairy.com. But Google her, you will find her. Google Sark, you will find Sark, and everything else. Definitely ask me if you're interested in the specifics on a specific book. And wish me luck on getting through all of these. I think the only one that's going to be a quick read, and only because it's just a picture book and it's very small, is the Twig the Fairy, and I could read that over and over again just because it's got brilliant photography and is written by the best fairy in the world. Which she might have competition if Emily Autumn was still a fairy, but Emily Autumn is no longer a fairy, I'm afraid. So, I love Emily Autumn still, whether she's a wayward Victorian girl, fairy, or otherwise. That said, I've been going on a little bit too long, and by a little I mean a lot, so thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a lot of good reading this year. Alright, bye.